Hello and welcome back to the channel, and unfortunately it's not good news. Would you believe the first news we've had in Hogwarts Legacy in months is that it's been delayed to 2022. More to follow.
As you can see right here, this is the official tweet from Hogwarts Legacy's official Twitter. It says, "We would like to thank the fans from around the world on the tremendous reaction to the announcement of Hogwarts Legacy from our Portkey Games label. Creating the best possible experience for all of the wizarding world and gaming fans is paramount to us, so we are giving the game the time it needs. Hogwarts Legacy will be released in 2022. Which is massive news considering...
It is a monumental disappointment.
That's insane.
Considering we've had nothing but screenshots from the trailer for the last 3 months on that Twitter, and this is the first thing we've heard, is I don't think it's good. It's not a way to run marketing for a game that is driven as much hype as this. You know what I mean? It's crazy. And then to drop this, it's like, why would you even announce it? Why would you announce it?
That was the thing. That's the thing that's got quite a lot of... That's what most of the feedback seems to be. It's for a game that was just so dead silence for years, where it was like a dream for people to have this game become a reality. Why would you announce the game without a guarantee when it would be able to be released? And then the marketing for the game has been, like you said, nothing but screenshots, and then the first official kind of update that you give the fans that have been waiting for it is pushing the date back a year, like a full year. It's not even like it's been pushed back to next month. It's like you'd have been as well waiting to the end of this year to announce the game.
Oh, this year? Like announce it this summer for next summer?
Announcing it like run about the new, it's coming out, blah blah blah, but to announce it last year with every source saying that it was 2021 release, to then push it back is... It's a big red flag.
It's heartbreaking. It actually is heartbreaking. It's like you said, people have been dreaming of this game for years, wanting this to be a thing. And don't get me wrong, the fact that they're taking this time, I mean, we'll get on to possible reasons why this has happened in a minute or two, but it's just, it feels like a sucker punch. It's literally, here you go, it's going to be here next year, get your PS5, get your new Xbox, because it's basically a launch title. It's going to be out in the next year for it, and then be like, carpet out from under you, and that's it, gone. So yeah, let's move on. Oh, sorry, on you go.
I was going to say, a lot of people will be saying things like, at least the game's been announced, you need to be happy with the fact that the game's became a reality and stuff, but I don't think you can be too annoyed at people for feeling upset at the fact that their dream game has just been like swiped out from under them after waiting so long already. Yeah, it is a reasonable reaction to be quite annoyed about it.
100%. Yeah, so moving on to possible reasons for it, the huge delay. I mean, it is a huge delay. I mean, we don't know if it was going to be released in March 2021 or if it was going to be released in November 2021. So it could be a huge delay, it could be a short delay. We don't really know for certain until we know it, unless we find out exactly what the original launch window was. But I mean, I'm just going to take it as it was supposed to come out mid 2021, and it was going to, and now it's been pushed back to 2022.
Aye, I'm good with that.
Yeah. So, I mean, possible reasons for that. I mean, maybe they're trying to make it so that it's compatible with both new current gen consoles like the PS5 and the new Xbox, and to try and make it work with the PS4 and the Xbox One, I think the current old gen Xbox is. Yeah, you're nodding.
So.
I'll go with that.
I don't play an Xbox, so I can tell you.
Yeah, so we'll go with that. Which, don't get me wrong, big titles that come out do have that problem. I mean, I'm sure Destiny, I think, had some issues with that originally, and it wasn't until, and then eventually they had to scrap that and then move to just the current gen, and they tried to support the PS3 as well. So it could be something like that. Maybe they found a lot of bugs in trying to make it work across current gen and previous gen. Maybe they've looked at the amount of backlash over a couple of things, or maybe too many people have made too many good points on like the subreddit and saying, we need this, why would you make this game without multiplayer? Throw that in.
Let's talk about that.
Why would you make this game without multiplayer? Or why would you make this game, or you need to include this? Why would you even make this game without including this? So maybe, or it could be the fact that they've seen all this and went, we have one shot at this, and we need to make it perfect, because that's what people are expecting.
Aye. Also, the kind of obvious point as well could be the time restrictions for no being able to work as like a full unit on the game because there's a pandemic going on. So maybe the time frame for how long it takes to actually make this game to the level that people are expecting. Like, people are setting the bar so high for this game because it's been a dream game for years, that with the work conditions that the devs have got now, it might just not be possible to make the game to the level they want in 2021. So it does make sense to push it back, but in the same breath, games like Cyberpunk pushed it back and said they needed more time to just fine tune and get rid of these slight bugs. If you just give us a wee bit longer, we'll fix it. And then after waiting, delay, it came out and it actually ended up getting taken back off the PSN store because there was that many bugs still there. Yeah. So you can't always just say, oh well, if we wait longer, the game will be so polished it'll be worth it, because
it's not always
you don't know.
Yeah.
It might not be. It might just come out and still be a train wreck, but you just need to hope that it's no. But the idea of multiplayer, I think there has been a pretty massive backlash for announcing the game in the first place, saying that it will be single player only. I know that's controversial, especially on YouTube, the fact that people want it single player, but I just still can't wrap my head around why. But maybe that's the thing.
Yeah.
Maybe there's just extra features that the game needs and the time restraints are just too close now.
Yeah.
We'll never know.
Possibly. And like I've said, it's okay to be angry. At the same time, I mean, you look at the film industry, how much they've been impacted by the current pandemic. Movies, I mean, look at James Bond, the new 007 movie, that's been pushed back nearly a year. That was due out back in April, and now they've just announced it to come out this April. Mulan was pushed back and then shown on Disney Plus. So the film industry has been hit hard, and there's been a lot of projects across the board that have had major setbacks with it. And so you can't, when them making this announcement, it could be something to do with that. And it just seems like delays in our time just now just seem to be inevitable, as much as you don't want them to be. So yeah, as angry as I am, whether it's pandemic related or they've clicked on it, there's a bunch of things they want to add, maybe that's it. But yeah, who knows? Again, we'll never know. What we've got on screen is to the extent that we have, and I think that just the kicker is this is the only official word we've had since it was announced.
That's the real thing. The only other, we've been trying to make Hogwarts Legacy content and like looking for news and updates, and the only thing that really is that rumours literally ending.
Yeah.
And the only thing that has been there has been screenshots for trailers.
Yeah.
Like that we've seen. Yeah. There's been no official word, and then the first thing to come out in the new year is that you won't get the game this year. That's rough.
Yeah. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to bring up the original tweet on Twitter and have a look at what the community are saying, because it seems to be, again, kind of mixed. So I'll bring that
it's pretty split
up just now. Okay, so here's one of the tweets in reply to the Hogwarts Legacy post. Honestly, I'm completely at peace with this. After seeing how fans demanded Cyberpunk and how that turned out, I'm willing to wait until this game is best it can possibly be before it's released. Take the time you need. I can't wait to see what you bring. That's a positive. That's one of the positive ways of looking at it. And like I says, Cyberpunk got delayed and rushed out, and look at the mess that was in. So yeah, this one completely makes sense. Okay, so just scrolling through these, it seems to be the majority of people seem to be pretty positive. Basically, no one wants the disaster of Cyberpunk. People are saying that it's two completely different entities, and this was announced during a pandemic, so they should have known better. Instead of announcing it for this year, when actually it was going to take even more time. But the positivity is good.
There seems to be a lot of positivity and people leaning towards take your time, don't rush it, make it the best the game can possibly be. But a lot of the counter arguments to these points are if you knew you were setting the bar so high for this game, why would you set the time restraint so short, essentially? Why would you just basically put out the feelers to check that people were really, really hyped up about the game getting released in the first place, realise how massive a task it was, and then go right at the beginning of the year, we can't do this.
Yeah.
This needs to be pushed back. I think that's what people are... A lot of the tweets are just counter-arguments about Cyberpunk, which is fair enough, because that get delayed and still came out a mess.
And there's one there that's perfect. I've been waiting for this game for 20 years. What's another year? I mean, yeah, pretty much. Maybe not 20 years, but close to. That's exactly it. And bring out a demo in October. Yeah.
One of the comments is getting quite a lot of controversy, as somebody says, at least you've gave it time to make it an MMO, and it's just overwhelmingly replies saying no. Like, leave in the comments, genuinely, does anybody want this game to be purely single player? Like, with absolutely no option to go online with 4 people, even just like a small party where you can play the campaign or the open world aspect as a group with friends, and people seem to be so strongly against that being even an option in the game, where it is just purely single player based and that is it. Can you explain why? I really kind of get it.
Okay, he's doing it. Well, yeah, so that was just this news broke an hour ago, so and again, we've been looking for any content or anything to report on for this game, because like everyone else, we're desperate for it, and again,
the same. We've been waiting for it.
This setback is really painful for us as well. But yeah, so yeah, please let us know down in the comments what you think of this delay, and like Red was saying, let us know what you think of the multiplayer. I think that's maybe what they're adding, possibly.
Hopefully.
But yeah, let us know down in the comments what you think. Leave a like on the video. It really helps the channel. That would be superb. And yeah,
subscribe to the page as well.
Subscribe to the page as well. That would be perfect. Like it. And yeah, hopefully there's some news soon and something we can bring back to you, and we'll catch you in the next one. Bye bye.
Bye.